This celebrity interview is sponsored by Cold Fusion Food and Spirits. And welcome back to the Restaurant Show. We have a very special guest right now. You might know him as the co-host of the network TV show The Chew, or maybe as the fun-loving owner of his own restaurants, author of cookbooks. He has also won quite a few awards in cooking, including an Emmy and the James Beard Award, which, by the way, is the Academy Award of Cooking. We welcome in Chef Michael Symon to the Restaurant Show right now. How you doing today, Chef?
Doing great, Rich. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being with us. And we're going to get some tips, I guess, now on an amazing cheese board for like award show parties, like the Oscars and stuff like that. So having won awards yourself, what has that taught you about throwing an awards party?
Well, you know, I think the first thing is when I have a party, whether an awards party or not, I want to enjoy the party as much as the people that are there with me. So things like cheese boards, I think are great ways to bring a little bit of elegance to a party, some very unique flavors to a party, but really allow you to enjoy the party as well, because cheese held so beautifully at room temperature, and you could really get a lot of different flavors in there and unique textures to make it special for everybody.
Now, we talk about the awards season. The big daddy of them all, of course, is the Oscars. What is your like must-have for a great Oscar party?
Well, you know, because I'm Greek and Sicilian, I need to have olives. Whenever I'm watching something, I need something to nibble on, and to me, olives are a great way to do that. I just do simple marinated olives, a little bit of chili flakes, some thyme, lemon or orange zest, extra virgin olive oil, mix them together. You could put a little bit of that beautiful Castello Danish blue cheese there in there too, if you'd like to kind of make them a little bit more unique. But that's a great snack for me to have through them. Beautiful cocktails, I think, to pair with the cheeses, whether it just be a wine like a rosé or a wheat beer, which I love with cheese, or, you know, a bourbon cocktail or champagne. Those are all things I think that really kind of say this is the Oscars.
I should have known I was talking with a paisan, you know. So, you know, we're up here in Wisconsin. We think we know a lot about cheese. What kinds of cheese do we need for a gourmet cheese board?
Well, you know, I think you need to create different flavors. So, you know, I start off with a Danish blue because I think it has that great earthiness to it, that great slight kind of sourness to it that I love so much. But it's a very forward cheese, not for everybody. So I'm also on the board, I'm putting an aged Havarti. It has that sharpness, a little bit of caramely, great buttery. You know, as you guys know, when you age the cheese a little bit more, you get that great crystallization in there for texture. And then a double cream white, which is one of those cheeses that really everybody loves. It's rich, it's fatty, it's got that great mouthfeel to it, but a little bit more on the mild side. And then just pairing it up with things that go beautifully with cheese. Charcuterie, I love with cheese, whether it be a salami or prosciutto or a speck, I think all wonderful with cheese. Different dried fruits or preserves, I think go great. And then you want to create a little bit of texture, whether it's with a bread or a cracker or some apples or pears that are just sliced up. You need a little bit of crunch, and all those things kind of make it unique for each person that's going through your board so they could get their own personalized bite.
Now, of course, a lot of us don't have the same kind of palate that you do, so how do we know which pairings are going to work with each cheese?
Well, I think when I think cheese, if you just think, okay, cheese, it's rich. So I'm going to pair it with something salty, something sweet, and something with a little bit of bite. And that way, those, like salami will go with pretty much every cheese. Dried fruit will go with pretty much every cheese. So just sweet, salty, acidic, you're good.
You know, I consider myself a bit of an amateur chef, but one of the things I always have problems with is presentation, just making it look good. So when it comes to like a cheese board, how do you make yours look so good?
Well, you know, I like to keep it in the larger chunks, and then, you know, keep things out so the people coming over can kind of just break things off on their own. It makes for a beautiful presentation that way and lets them interact instead of just kind of cubing all the cheese up for them, so they could just kind of take it off as they need it. Also putting it on nice platters, whether it would be slate or marble or a butcher block. I mean, these are all things that really present nicely. And two, don't overthink it. Don't try to keep everything all tight and compartmentalized. Just let it flow, throw it out there, and it just looks like almost like a natural scape of cheese.
Nice. Now, I know when I'm hosting a party, I love to try to impress people with my cooking skills or, what little skills I do have. But do you have any special recipes that maybe we can use for a great Oscar party?
Absolutely. I put a bunch of recipes at CostelloCheeseUSA.com. Also on their Facebook page at Costello Cheese. You can get all kinds of great tips that are going to make you look like a star for the Oscars.
Absolutely. Speaking of the Oscars now, of course, everybody always excited about it. Who's going to win Best Picture? Who's going to win Best Actor, Best Actress? Do you have any feeling about that? Got any predictions for us, Chef?
I do. I was so bad at predicting the Super Bowl this year. I'm going to take my shot at the Oscars. So I feel Martian for Best Film. I'm hoping Leonardo DiCaprio gets best actor this year. He's been waiting a little bit for that. And I'd like to see Sylvester Stallone get Best Supporting for Creed.
Wow, yeah, that would be nice, actually. So, and, I was kind of pulling, I think, though, for Michael Fassbender a little bit. I was hoping you were going to say his name. If there's ever been anybody I've had a man crush on, it's Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, fantastic.
Absolutely. So you had mentioned the website. Give that to us again now. Where do we go to find all of this stuff, Chef?
CostelloCheeseUSA.com.
Absolutely. Okay, great. Looking forward to that for the cheeses, the olive suggestions, wine, beer, all of that kind of good stuff. Also, when it comes to the Oscars and say, we talked about some of the pairings. You had mentioned wheat beer for cheeses. Is there another go-to beer, especially for us, up here in Wisconsin, to kind of go to that matches well with a lot of cheese?
IPAs, they're super hoppy. And they have a little bit of bitterness to them, which helps cut through the richness of the cheese. The only thing I would say to you is be careful with IPA because usually they have about twice as much alcohol as a regular beer.
We'll be careful up here. We will drink Wisconsibly. So thank you very much, Chef Michael Symon, for joining us. Have a great award season, Chef.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. And thanks for joining us here on The Restaurant Show. Be right back. This celebrity interview is sponsored by Cold Fusion Food and Spirits.